What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Young Phillip, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. Before we get started with today's video, I would like for y'all to click the like button by giving it thumbs up, and make sure you click the subscribe button, but make sure you click the bell so you can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Today's video will be about the top 10 boxing fights that I like. Number 10, Roy Jones Jr. versus John Ruiz. On March 1st, 2003, Jones moved up to the heavyweight division for a matchup against John Ruiz. And from the very start, Jones Jr. started strong and tagged John Ruiz with a series of right-hand punches. Ruiz was unable to beat Jones in any of the rounds. Jones won by unanimous decision and was the first fighter in 106 years to move from middleweight to light heavyweight and move to heavyweight and earn a belt for that weight division. Number 9. Floyd Mayweather versus Juan Manuel Marquez. After a 20-month layoff, Mayweather made a comeback fight with Juan Manuel Marquez on September 19, 2009, at a packed house at the MGM Grand. This was a perfect fight, with Marquez being knocked down in round 2 by a Mayweather left hook, but Mayweather outboxed Marquez from bell to bell. Then Mayweather managed to win by unanimous decision victory in his comeback fight in the year 2009, even though he haven't been inside the ring since 2007. But Mayweather still showed the world that he still got it in him. Number 8, Berto versus Steve Forbes. I know this is not necessarily a main event fight, but it was a feature bout on the undercard fight for Shane Mosley versus Ricardo Mayorga on September 27, 2008. Berto entered the ring with 22 victories and no defeats. Berto punched Forbes with damaging uppercuts and powerful connections. Berto won all 12 rounds by unanimous decision victory. Number 7, Miguel Cotto versus Zab Judah. On June 9, 2007, Cotto and Judah faced off against each other in Judah's backyard turf of New York at a sold-out Madison Square Garden crowd. Round 1 started off a little bad for Cotto. What I mean is that Cotto hit Judah below the belt. And then again in round 3, the low blow costed Cotto a point deduction. The fight became a full brawl. Cotto ended up hammering Judah with lefts and rights. Both fighters were bleeding in different parts of the fight. Judah went to a knee in round 9 to catch a breather. And then at the start of round 11, Cotto threw a left-right combination that dropped Judah. Then after the knockdown, referee Arthur McKenzie Jr. stopped the fight, and that led to Cotto winning by technical knockout. Number 6, Bernard Hopkins versus Oscar De La Hoya. September 18, 2004, on HBO pay-per-view, Hopkins and De La Hoya went toe-to-toe for a 12-round matchup in Las Vegas. Hopkins went on the attack. In round 9, almost halfway, Hopkins knocked De La Hoya down on a body shot, and it ended the fight. Hopkins was ahead with the scores from the first judge, 79-73. The second judge scored it 78-74, and the last judge scored it 77-75. And Hopkins haven't lost in 11 years and still managed to win by knockout. And that forced De La Hoya to go into a full retirement. Number 5, Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, the rematch. After losing to Holyfield in the first fight on November 9, 1996, Tyson won a shot of redemption against Holyfield. The rematch aired on Showtime pay-per-view on June 28, 1997 at the MGM Grand. Tyson came out throwing a fury of punches at Holyfield at the beginning. Then in round 2, a headbutt caused a cut on Tyson's right eye. Tyson had made a complaint to referee Mills Lane, but no avail. In round 3, with 43 seconds to go, Tyson infamously bites Holyfield on the right ear, and the fight continued. Then Tyson would later bite Holyfield's left ear, and it caused point deductions. Then the referee disqualified Tyson, and Holyfield won. That led to Tyson having a meltdown. Then afterwards, the Nevada State Athletic Commission revoked Tyson's boxing license and had to pay a fine that was $3 million plus legal fees. But this is one of the best boxing matches despite the ear-biting incident. Number 4. Paul Williams versus Sergio Martinez 2. On November 20th, 2010, a week after Manny Pacquiao win against Antonio Margarito, Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez met again. After Williams defeated Martinez a year earlier by majority decision victory on December 5, 2009, Williams and Martinez faced each other in a rubber rematch. Williams won the first round, but in round 2, things would come to an end when Martinez dropped Williams with a left-hand shot that would drop him and he would not get back up. But this was the biggest knockout of the year in 2010. Number 3. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. The legendary fight, or we would call it the Rumble in the Jungle, Ali and Foreman fought for 15 rounds in 1974. Foreman would throw haymakers at Ali, but rounds later, Foreman would begin to slow down. Then in round 8, Ali knocked Foreman out, and this is one of the many legendary boxing fights in history, and this was Foreman's first loss of his career. Number 2, Lennox Lewis versus Hasim Rahman, the rematch. On November 17, 2001, they met for a rematch after Lewis was knocked out on April 22, 2001 in the 5th round. Lewis came into the rematch prepared, winning 3 rounds. Then before the middle of round 4, Lewis landed a left and a right hook combination that dropped Rahman, and referee Joe Cortez ended the fight by knockout. Lewis once again was on top of the heavyweight chain. Before we get to our number 1 top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Vitaly Klitschko versus Danny Williams, Chad Dawson versus John Pascal, and Sean Porter versus Adrian Broner. Coming in at number 1, Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gaddy. This is one of the best fights of all time in my honest opinion. And I remember watching this fight live on pay-per-view June 25, 2005. They fought at a 140-pound lightweight title. Mayweather ruled the action from the opening bell. Mayweather humiliated Gaddy at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. Gaddy's right eye was closed shut at the end of round 6. Gaddy, cornerman, and ring doctor had stopped it, and Mayweather won by a round technical decision before the start of round 7. But this is one of the best boxing matches in 2005. I would like to say thank y'all for enjoying this video, and I would like for y'all to leave a like and make sure y'all leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, but make sure y'all click the bell so y'all can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on my social media accounts at YoungPhilip_1.5 on my Instagram, and then add me on Snapchat at Ryan361005. And with that being said, I'm out.